Namaskar, my name is Rahul Koul. I am 16 years old and am a student at Neequa Valley High School in Illinois. As a Kashmiri Pandit brought up in the US, I've always been interested in getting a better understanding of my heritage and roots. As a Chinmaya Mission Balvihar student, I have been involved with Hindu religion and cultural studies since I was very young. However, there are topics which I still don't know or understand. In fact, I went around asking my Hindu friends about their understanding. I asked them if they have ever heard of Advaita, Vedanta, and Kashmiri Shaivism.
Do you guys know what Vedanta is? Do you know what Kashmiri Shaivism is? You've heard of it before?
No.
No, I haven't.
No, I haven't.
No, I haven't.
It is quite clear that the young generation is not quite informed on these important subjects. The same case probably goes for older generations as well. I also did not know much like my friends. However, after doing research and discussing with others, I feel much more informed and would like to share this knowledge with everyone, not only on Kashmiri Shaivism, but different aspects of Hinduism. First off, I will try to give a broad understanding of Hinduism by comparing its Dharmic traditions with the Abrahamic religions such as Christianity and Islam. Hinduism has many scriptures and sages who have contributed their ideas in creating different traditions within Hinduism, thus making it a very intricate religion. In comparison, Abrahamic religions have only one text or one founder. For example, in Christianity, their founder is of course Jesus Christ, and their one text is the Bible. Another difference is that Abrahamic religions have a set of doctrines which must be followed in order to receive salvation. For example, in Islam, it is said that salvation can be achieved through the worship of Allah. A person must believe in God and follow His commandments, and if they sin, they seek God's mercy. However, in comparison, Dharmic tradition or Hinduism does not have a set path. You have to follow duties, or Dharma, and self-evolution, or internal journey/spiritual journey, in order to achieve salvation. Dharma is both defined as duty and righteousness. For example, it is a student's duty to study and use his or her resources to become successful and achieve goals. The word karma is commonly used in the modern world. In Dharma tradition, it is the idea that how you live your life will determine the quality of life you will have after reincarnation. In contrast, Abrahamic religions reject the idea of reincarnation. Therefore, it does not support the idea of karma. This is because Abrahamic religions believe that after death, people face judgment, since it is their only life. Another difference can be witnessed in our own history. Hinduism or Dharmic tradition did not intermingle with power and politics. There was separation between Dharmic traditions and political rulers and administrators, also known in the Western world as separation between the church and state. However, Abrahamic tradition had government involvement with religion, such as the power of the church throughout European history. For example, Abrahamic religions desired for religious conversions throughout history. Also, Dharmic traditions recognized Shakti, for example, as feminine supreme, in contrast to Abrahamic religions where patriarchal misogyny or prejudice against females was prominent. Abrahamic religions are known for historically devaluing women in the past. The last difference I will cover is that Dharmic tradition is said to be philosophical and more related to spiritual advancement. For example, it is said that in Hinduism that all paths are valid and lead to God. In comparison, Abrahamic religions are more faith-based, as there is a set path which leads to God, and thus worshipping that one true God is the only way to achieve salvation. Now, when it comes to similarities, Dharmic traditions and Abrahamic religions both have devotional worship. Also, both believe in giving up material desires for God, and they both have concepts of salvation, and they both believe in good work or service for mankind. So we discussed Hinduism or Dharmic tradition and how it compares to other common religions followed in this world. As I mentioned before, Hinduism is very intricate and there is no one founder, and is based on the learnings and realizations from scriptures and sages. This has led to several traditions within Hinduism, with similar but different philosophies. I am now going to cover one of these traditions, Kashmiri Shaivism. Then, I'll compare it to another tradition, Advaita Vedanta. Vedanta literally means the conclusion of the Vedas. It is the final teaching of the Vedas in the form of spiritual texts called the Upanishads. Kashmir Shaivism, otherwise known as the Trika system, is a philosophy to realize the essential nature of every being. The Trika system has essential realities, 3 of them: Shiva, supreme transcendental, Shakti, creative energy, and Nara, limited individual. Kashmir Shaivism is intended for any human being without any restriction of caste or creed, color, or religion. However, Advaita Vedanta was initially only for people who were born to the Brahmin family and were worthy people. Kashmir Shaivism is pure yoga, in which one-pointedness must be developed in the existence of your being. This can be done by performing yoga in action, otherwise known as karma yoga, where you contemplate on Lord Shiva at all times with silence. However, in Advaita Vedanta, karma yoga is defined as selfless action, where one performs all action for the benefit of others. Advaita Vedanta can be practiced in 3 steps, mainly Shravanam, listening, Mananam, contemplation, and Nididhyasana, meditation. Now, Kashmir Shaivism and Advaita Vedanta follow non-dualist beliefs, meaning that a God alone is. Or more specifically, the inherent nature of all things is your consciousness, or the true self, and that there is only one consciousness or self in everything in the cosmos. To emphasize this, literally Advaita translates to not two or non-dual. In comparison, Christianity follows dualist traditions, since they believe that Jesus was a real person and thus they worship him. He is separate from the rest of the followers, or you could say they are not one. Kashmir Shaivism is a theistic philosophy that identifies Lord Shiva as the absolute infinite and pure consciousness lying beyond the reach of the speech, mind, and intellect. According to Advaita Vedanta, Brahman is the ultimate reality, whereas Kashmir Shaivism calls it Param Shiva. Now, there is a difference between the Shiva in Kashmir Shaivism and in Advaita Vedanta. In Advaita Vedanta, Shiva is identified as an individual being or a deity, while in Kashmir Shaivism, he is a universal being, or as I said before, the absolute infinite and pure consciousness. Advaita Vedanta states that the universe we live in is not real, it is an illusion. It only appears as an existent reality due to Maya, which means illusion. An example is seen through a snake and a rope, and how a rope can be mistaken to be a snake. Now, as per Kashmir Shaivism, the universe is very much real and is a manifestation of Param Shiva. The world is manifested with Lord Shiva's creative energy, which is called Shakti. The manifestation process of cosmos, as per Kashmir Shaivism, is called descent, which means descent of cosmic self, Param Shiva, to a limited self, Jiva. Advaita Vedanta explains the manifestation through 24 elements. Kashmir Shaivism, on the other hand, explains the cosmic evolution through 36 elements, tattvas, which includes 23 elements of Advaita Vedanta without modification, 2 with modification, and prescribed or different 11 more elements. Another difference is, as per Advaita Vedanta, Brahman is believed to have no activity, it is self-luminous knowledge. As per Kashmir Shaivism, Param Shiva is knowledge, called jnana in Sanskrit, plus activity, kriya in Sanskrit. Advaita Vedanta considers kriya residing only in the jiva, and not in Brahman. On the other hand, in Kashmir Shaivism, Param Shiva is swatantra, which means has free will, and therefore is a karta, doer. Knowledge is not a passive state of consciousness, but an effortless activity of consciousness. At this point, it should be clear to you that Kashmir Shaivism philosophy and Advaita Vedanta are both non-dual philosophies, unlike some philosophies of Vedanta, which are dualist traditions, such as the Vaishnava tradition and the Vishishtadvaita, which is qualified non-dualism. Overall, we covered on a broad level the philosophies of Dharmic tradition compared to those of Abrahamic. We then dived deeper into Dharmic tradition and covered Kashmir Shaivism philosophy by comparing it to Advaita Vedanta. Kashmir Shaivism is one of the jewels of Hinduism, and it is our responsibility as Kashmiri Pundits to study, understand, and help propagate this particular Dharmic tradition. Although I feel that I know a good amount about Hinduism and its philosophy, It is so vast that there is still much to understand and learn. I will continue to learn from those who are more experienced and know more about Hinduism and Shaivism as I continue my spiritual journey.